I have a couple of these Barnet Catapults, a Black Widow and a Diablo. I don't use the stabilizers, but each to their own. I managed to break the wrist brace on the Diablo Pro, and despite contacting Barnet a couple of times, I couldn't get a replacement. In fact, I couldn't even get an answer from them. I came across this report from 2015, so I'm not sure I really want the original wrist brace back. I'm sure they're improved massively now, since we're a good 5 years on from this. I still needed a wrist brace, so I had a look around the internet and I found this instructable by Noble Knight. So please pop across, have a look at his instructable and see what you think. You can do a comparison between his technique and what I decided to do. To start with, I used a little bit of heat shrink on the brace supports to stop the paracord from slipping. I had an old paracord bracelet which I stripped down to get the paracord that I needed, and I actually used this pattern to make the first wrist brace. I made this for the Diablo. It looks nice, it fit okay, but I forgot to measure the length of the paracord, so I made another one for the Black Widow out of some green paracord that I had floating about. While they look nice, while they're quite decorative, they look functional, they're not very comfortable, they're very stiff, very hard, quite uncomfortable on your forearm. I watched a couple of paracordist videos on YouTube and decided to try this trilobite weave. This is a 3-strand trilobite weave. It looks nice, it's okay, you do have to concentrate a little bit. I then went on to make a 4-strand trilobite weave, which was more comfortable. But I did think, what happens if you don't have any paracord floating about? So I had some bootlaces. They were each 50 inches or 125 centimeters in length, and I decided to try those. I'm not a paracordist. I wanted to neaten things up. If you look at the original 4-strand trilobite weave in black that I've just shown you, you see there's 3 attachment points on one side and 2 on the other, and that looked a bit untidy. So I tried to use these techniques, these knots, to tidy it up. It isn't the best solution, and there's a far better solution here. The bootlaces were a good option. They were quite soft, slightly elastic, very, very comfortable. This is a trilobite weave. You're far better off watching one of the paracordists. The guy I watched was called Paracords of Eternity or something like that. Very, very good video. You just have to keep the concentration up, particularly if you use a single colour. It does produce a very, very comfortable wristband. The bootlaces were lovely and soft, quite stretchy, and they made a very nice brace. I didn't like the original black one because there were 3 attachment points on one side and 2 on the other. So this was really nice. What I would say is that this trilobite weave is quite complex if you're using one colour, so just make sure you concentrate because it is easy to cock up.